Good morning, PM 693. So, this is my video discussion on conflict mitigation and conflict resolution um, based on our requirements for this week's video discussion. So, generally, are there's always going to be conflict when you have more than one person working together potentially, especially if you have two strong-willed individuals that want things done the way they want things done. You're going to get conflict. Also, if you have competing interests, those also can cause conflict. Like the general saying is, you can have it done on time, you can have it done on budget, or you can have it done to the right quality, but you can't have all three. So something's going to have to compromise, or something's going to have to give in order for you to get the project done on time and in budget. But you may be lacking in quality, or you may have the the project done to the qualification standards that is required, but the time or the budget may be blown in order to accomplish that task. So those are things you should be considering. So as a project manager, there's some things you can do to kind of mitigate risk management. So the first one is avoiding, accept that there is a conflict. We'll get to the resolution part later. So accept that there is a conflict. Create an environment that is conducive for cooperation. So don't make it so people feel like they can't talk about, hey, I see this as an issue, um, and then it kind of boils up into something that really doesn't need to happen. Understand, your team members. So understand that this person has a specific viewpoint. So in my case, I I have a quality background and I have a leadership background. So I'm more going to focus on the quality aspects of a project rather than maybe the budget or the timeline. Um, so and I may work with someone that is all about the budget, and that's the most important thing. So there could be some natural headbutting that could happen there, and understand that, and you can work around that so that both people can feel like they're contributing and making good effort to make the project the best it could be. Work together to create a solution that benefits the project. So if you have two people, like myself and another person that is like, I'm focused on quality and another person is focused on budget, then look at that. Start there and look at, okay, what are we going to need to do to make this have the quality standards that are the best we can make it, and still keep it within budget or close to within budget. And have them work on that, because there's a solution there that can benefit the project, because then maybe you don't have to sacrifice so much of the quality in order to maintain budget, or you don't have to sacrifice so much of the budget in order to maintain quality. Um, and then as a project manager, you need to you're gonna have to make a decision. So if it comes down to two people's opinions and you've heard both sides of the stories, you're going to have to make the decision to say, okay, I hear what you're saying. However, this is what we're going to do, and this is why. And then you're gonna have to, Charlie Mike on, or continue mission on, as we say in the military, and just kind of go with what is required. So then, as we get into the aspects of conflict resolution, there's a few strategies. Some of them I'm not too much of a fan of. The first one is avoiding. So like, you just basically pretend that there isn't anything happening, and you kind of let it solve itself, because potentially the problem that is at hand will solve itself, because maybe it's a timing problem, and something else later on the line will kind of fall in place, and everything will kind of just you know negative itself out. So there's that. Competing, so you can kind of look at, who's got the best idea. It's like, okay, I like your idea, we're going to go with that. I'm not necessarily a fan of that, because that kind of can alienate some people that they have good ideas to contribute, but they feel like, if you're always just going to pick, what you think is the best uh, idea, then, kind of what's the point? Accommodating, I like this the most. Accommodating and collaborating is kind of like the two that I like the most. It's because you can kind of, pick and choose different aspects of other people's project plans or resolution plans, and kind of make a Franken plan, and it works. As long as you can kind of, take those all that into consideration, and then, lastly, you compromise. So you say, okay, I like your idea, let's do that, and let's take parts of this. Again, those are all part of what you would consider the Franken plan that you could do. So, the best method, I feel like, I've already said, is using the compromising method to essentially get to where you're going. because everyone has good ideas and good aspects they need to control. So, let's do that. And then some sources of major conflict are, like I said before, anytime you have two competing interests, that's generally where you're going to have the